Okay guys, it seems like Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez's divorce is getting finalized. Based on sources, the couple will be announcing a statement soon, ending the overdue speculation about the true status of their marriage. However, it seems like an indirect confirmation will come sooner after it was reported that Ben actually bought a house of his own. But take this. While it was revealed that Ben indeed purchased the property without J-Lo in sight, he was not alone. This was after witnesses shared that they saw the other Jennifer Garner was there to assist Ben as he moves forward with his life. And because of this, fans are saying it's the end of the era for Jennifer. But get this, despite the countless evidence that a divorce is on the way, there are still speculations that J-Lo is still trying to fix her relationship with Ben, even going so far as to force and blackmail Ben to stay with her. However, this is reportedly old news now, because J-Lo already signed the divorce papers. Are these rumors true? Let's find out. So, we all know how complicated this situation is. Since the divorce rumors started earlier this year, Ben and J-Lo have not had a peaceful day. The media wants answers and the general public is also seeking clarification from the two. However, rather than actually sorting things out with a yes or no answer, Jennifer decided to keep it low-key and never really talked about the matter. But this doesn't mean they didn't do things that proved the real status of their marriage. In fact, fans were able to collect countless instances where the couple allegedly indirectly confirmed that they were no longer together. The first telltale sign was their wedding bands. There were multiple instances where J-Lo and Ben were spotted without their wedding rings. And while there's a possibility that they forgot to put them on, one too many times can't be an accident, right? They must have purposely left it behind. Recently, Ben was spotted driving around without his ring. And while he'd usually get photographed with it the next day, he had been pretty consistent and never wore it again. But here's the kicker, Ben recently purchased a house in LA. Yup, like a permanent house, not another rental or something like that. Because of this, word on the street suggests that he is trying to finally settle down in another place. This time, without J-Lo. Like, you know, finally moving on. And before you say it's too early to assume that they are separated, TMZ has exclusive information that might change your mind. Okay, so as I said, Ben just bought a house. This means he is ditching his Brentwood rental and is taking all his stuff to a real house, where he'll probably stay until God knows when. But definitely, he's moving there for good. Remember when there were reports about him getting all his belongings from his and J-Lo's house? Well, now it's starting to make sense. When the news broke earlier this month, people thought he was there to mend their relationship. However, J-Lo was not even home. She was somewhere else. Like, this was when J-Lo was vacationing in Europe. So, he probably made sure that the other was not around, so he could take his stuff in peace. Well, get into that later, but here's the tea. He was allegedly planning the big move even before he left their house for his Brentwood rental, which means he had been thinking of calling it quits. Allegedly, that's a possibility and the internet is going crazy right now. And understandably so, since the pieces are starting to fall into place, they are finally getting a better picture of what's really happening. Just like this fan who wrote, "At some point you have to realize you are the problem and learn to enjoy your company alone," seemingly suggesting that it's time for J-Lo to actually let go of Ben and move on. While another added, "So sad, she had been married 4 times now, none of them last. Married life can be nice, but maybe some people just not the type to be tied down. Maybe some people just need to find someone else who can galloping freely with them. Best of luck to her." Well, at this point you can't blame people for starting to wonder why J-Lo's marriages end in heartbreak. Like, the first one is probably because they are meant to be, but 4 times, she needs to step back and rethink. However, this is not even the biggest development in the matter. I mean, yes, J-Lo celebrated her birthday without Ben, went on a vacation in Europe alone, and is seemingly trying to move. Well, she's not. This was after rumors revealed that J-Lo was desperately making Ben stay. like she's holding on to every bit of possibility that she can fix their marriage. At one point, insiders were saying that Ben was even told to attend J-Lo's birthday party this year, but he was absent. This was even after J-Lo told him that he needed to be there no matter what. But this was not the first time J-Lo was dubbed manipulative. In fact, there had been tons of instances, even before the divorce rumors, where fans were pointing out how Ben was allegedly not happy whenever he was Ben J-Lo. Compared with his ex-wife, Jenifer Garner, the difference in the look on his face is polar opposite. Like, look at him. Some even said he always looked out of the mood whenever he was around his wife. Not to mention how they seemingly quarrel all the time. I mean, it's a no-brainer that something is wrong. And if this is one of the reasons why Ben decided he wanted to call it quits, then so be it. Being in such a toxic relationship can take a toll emotionally. Maybe this is the reason why Ben looks a lot brighter nowadays. Photos of the actor visibly at ease and calm had caught the attention of fans. And ever since they started living separately, the obvious changes in his demeanor have been striking, especially whenever he is with the other Jen. Speaking of Jen, we can't forget about the new house, right? I've talked about it earlier, but there's a lot more detail that you need to know. And let's just say, every move Ben has been making is pointing in one direction. He's moving on from J-Lo. Surprisingly, or maybe not, he is taking each step with Jen. Ever since he moved to his Brentwood rental, his ex-wife has always been around. There were photos of Jen visiting him, sometimes with their children, sometimes alone. Well, the rental is basically in the neighborhood, so it's expected that Jen would drop by, especially since the two had remained very close even after they separated. So, I think we can say they're best friends, but people are still skeptical about the true status of the relationship, especially after Jen was spotted with Ben when he purchased his new house. Jen was with him. As if that were not enough, Ben reportedly signed the contract and all that stuff on the day of J-Lo's birthday. This means he did not celebrate his wife's special day to buy the house he is planning to move into with J-Lo, of course, and he was with Jen all the time. Obviously, buying a house is a multi-day process, so it's not like Ben woke up on J-Lo's birthday and said and thought it was the perfect day to purchase his bachelor's pad, but still, it's too much to call it a coincidence, you all, and that might have hurt a lot. Just imagine how J-Lo would react if she learned about this. In addition to purchasing his new home, Ben and J-Lo also listed their mega mansion in Los Angeles for $68 million. Yep, so I think it's safe to say that they're slowly but surely trying to dissociate from one another. TMZ also reported that J-Lo is planning to start a new chapter because she is looking for a new house for herself. Entertainment Tonight also spoke with a source who revealed that Jen is viewing houses and shopping for her own home. Throughout this period, she has relied on her mother, sisters, and children. The outlet also said that Ben was sad about the status of their marriage, but was focusing on work, being a great dad, and co-parenting well with Jenifer Garner, as well as relying on his close circle of guy friends, including Matt Damon. While there is no report of why Jen was with Ben when he visited his new home, it seems like she was only there for support. Again, the two have been good friends ever since, and even during the divorce fiasco, Jen is always around Ben, showing support. At one point, I remembered that Jen even met with Ben and J-Lo and encouraged them to fix their marriage. I think it was not enough because, with everything that is going on, divorce papers are definitely on the way. It's just a matter of when they are going to announce the big news. Fans also have a mixed reaction to the current situation. Some were saying they were kinda expecting this, while others were not so much. Just like this fan who wrote, "One thing about JLO is that she will always get a divorce," while another added, "No, we were all rooting for Jenifer, but what do you guys think? Let us know in the comments and we'll see you in the next video."